Hi guys, happy Friday. It's time to get real. I am coming at you from my bedroom. I do not like doing these videos in my bedroom because I think I look worse in here than I do in my kitchen. I look more tired. I don't understand it. It could be because for me, I recorded this last night. And I'm always tired at night, like really tired. So it could have something to do with these eyes that are just so droopy and tired. And I find it kind of funny because we're talking about attitude today. I find it kind of funny that I'm doing a talk about having a good attitude at night, because I always have a way better attitude in the morning than I do at night. So I'm taking my own advice and choosing to have a good attitude right now. My day had not gone as planned last night, and I ended up having to record this really late, or later than I'd like to. But I wanted to get it in because you guys are my most important purpose right now. So I kind of felt like yesterday was a really crappy day until I thought about it. And it was actually a really good day with just a few crappy moments in it. And so sometimes I think we allow these few negative things that happen to us to overshadow everything else and how we feel overall. So yesterday was actually a really, really good day. It just had a few kind of unexpected, unfortunate moments. And so I realized that I needed to change my attitude before I allowed myself to feel negative and angry and overwhelmed and anxious. And so the way I was reacting to some bad news was my responsibility, and I had the choice to let it bring me down or react differently. So I simply just changed my attitude. I talked myself out of it. I tried to find solutions to my problem instead of just complaining about it. So my initial reaction was kind of negative, but I changed my attitude and my reaction to something, that wasn't the greatest. And all of a sudden, everything looks so much brighter, so much brighter. So you've heard the quote, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. That actually comes from a poem by Charles Swindoll, which I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. But here's the whole poem. I want to read it to you. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. You've probably heard that before. I've seen this. This came up at our women's networking group. I've seen this poem in Weight Watchers. It is actually in the office at American Tree. I've seen it on the internet. I've heard that quote, a million times. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how we react to it. And I think for me, this poem is so, so true. When I have a poor me attitude, everything seems bad. It doesn't matter how many good things happen to me. I only focus on the bad things, or even if it's just that one bad thing. But when I have a yay me attitude, everything seems good. It doesn't matter how many bad things happen to me. I always see the good. Even in the bad things, even in the setbacks, even in the challenges. When I change my reaction, I always see what good can come out of it. So that phrase to me, this phrase, well, that's just how I am. I think that is a complete lie. You choose how you act, period. I do not believe that you do not have any control in the way you act or react to certain things. So it is not just how you are. You have the power to change your attitude and your reaction. You don't always choose what happens to you, but you always choose how you deal with it, how you see it, how you look at it, how you react to it. So I personally, I'm a lover of all of the good attitude cliches. So like the ones, look at the glass as half full, not half empty. I am definitely a half full kind of girl. Every cloud has a silver lining. I believe that. Everything happens for a reason. That was my mom's favorite. She would always say that to me, and I repeat that to myself all the time. Everything happens for a reason. Like when you're late and you are so upset that you're late and maybe you're in traffic and, what have you. You don't know what being late saved you from. I truly believe that. So real life example, the other day, that morning I overslept and I think I slept in until 4:30 a.m. So I don't think it's like really sleeping in. I just slept a half an hour later than I usually do. And my daughter was home. Daughters, both of them were here. I chose to work out in the garage, so I worked out. And just before I started my workout, Robin came out and says, "Oh my gosh, the dog pooped in the house." Our dog is 10 years old. She hasn't pooped in the house in 9 years. And so I'm like, "Are you serious? I cannot believe that." So the dog, she pooped in the house. She peed in my bedroom. It probably took me 15 minutes to clean everything up. And at first I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't really want to do this." But then I thought about it and I thought, well, who knows? Maybe a barbell was going to drop on my head or something if I was out, in the garage. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what could have happened. I have no idea. Robin said to me later that day, she's like, "I'm glad you were here because I was so exhausted and I didn't have to deal with cleaning that up because you were home." And I'm thinking, well, maybe that's the reason that I slept in a half an hour, just to, save my daughter a little bit of grief because she is a college student who is working hard and needed her extra sleep. I don't know what the reason is, but there's no use getting mad about the dog pooping in the house. Just clean it up and move on. We talked about that. I don't know what day it was, but it's just, move on. Move on when you have to. So you have to look through the rain to see the rainbow. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. All of these cliches sound so corny, but cliches come from somewhere. I believe them. I really do. I choose to believe. I choose to see the good. So yes to all of it. Yes to all of that. See the positive in any negative. If you are not that way, if you react poorly or negatively or get angry easily or just seem to have a bad attitude about everything, or you maybe describe yourself as a Debbie Downer, or other people describe you as a Debbie Downer. I don't know what it is, but you can work on changing your attitude or your reaction to things. With practice, it will become quite natural. So how do you do that? First of all, you just decide to. You make that choice and you talk to yourself positively. Again, you cannot control your first thought, but you can always control your second thought. So if your first thought is, "Oh my God, I can't believe the dog pooped in the house," say, "Oh, well, she must have really had to go. I'm glad it's only poop. I don't know. Clean it up and move on." So we talked about that video, Negative Self-Talk, on September 4th. So if you forgot or you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch that video. So you have to decide to, number one, and that really starts right here with how you talk to yourself about anything and everything. I think repeating positive affirmations to yourself is very helpful. You can make up your own affirmations. You can recite one of those cliches over and over and over. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Every cloud has a silver lining. You can do that. You can make up your own. Two of my favorites are Don't worry, take action. That's one of my very favorites right now. I find myself worrying about a lot of things that I can't control. And so it's always don't worry, take action. Don't worry, take action. And then the other one I like right now is Dawn, you can do this. You got this. You can do this. Anything that comes my way that maybe I previously thought there's no way I could handle that frightens me, that makes me nervous, that makes me anxious. No, you got this. You can do this. Just keep telling yourself that until you start believing it. So you tell yourself first, it stores in your subconscious, you start to believe it, and then you start to do it. You start to make it happen. That's positive reacting, people. All right, so this is how you change your attitude. You decide to repeat positive affirmations and then ask yourself these questions. Every time something bad happens, or every time you find yourself being negative, or every time you feel like you're having a bad attitude, ask yourself these questions. First question, is there anything I can do about it? And if the answer is yes, there is something you can do about it, then go do it. Remember I just said, don't worry, take action. Action gets things done. Thinking about taking action gets nothing done. So if you can do something about it, go do it. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Control what you can control and don't worry about what you can't control. Second question, ask yourself this, what am I grateful for? I don't care how bad things are for you, they could always be worse. So I do always think, okay, well, I sprained my ankle one time. I think I told you guys about that. I'm thinking, well, I could have broken my entire leg, or it could be a leg and an arm. Things could always be worse. So I always think, okay, well, in that case, then I guess I have it pretty good right now. And there is always someone out there that's going to wish they had what you have. If you're in a car stuck in traffic, just think about the fact that you're in a car, that you have a car to drive. If you're in traffic, maybe you're going to a job. Be thankful that you have a job, that you're working. If you're going in your closet and you don't really like anything in there that you have to wear, well, thankfully you do have clothes to wear. There's always something to be grateful for. And there's somebody out there that wishes they just had a little bit of what you had. So ask yourself, what can I be grateful for? It's really hard to be angry when you have this attitude of gratitude. So always be thankful, always be happy, always be grateful. The other thing you can ask yourself is, what can I learn from this? So not everything that happens to you is going to be good. Maybe not everything you do is going to be good. Mistakes are going to happen. You're going to be human. We've covered that subject too. So you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? True growth happens through struggle. This is something I am just learning. So true growth happens through struggle. Setbacks, if handled correctly, will build your character and make you stronger. So always think, what can I learn from what is happening right now? Ask yourself this question, will this matter 10 years from now? Sometimes we get so angry about little things that are so insignificant that they're not even going to matter 10 years from now. They're not going to matter in 10 minutes. It's not going to even matter in 10 days. Don't worry about it. Be happy. Last question. If I were dying this month, what would I do right now? I know that's morbid, okay? But that song by Tim McGraw, Live Like I Was Dying? Well, why would you want to wait until you're dying to live like that? Why? So what would you do right now if you knew you were dying? I know that is morbid, but by asking yourself this question, it helps to narrow down what is really important to you. What is something that brings you so much joy, so much love, so much happiness, so much fulfillment, so much purpose, so much reality. Do more of that. Do more of that. And when you're doing those kinds of things, you will be happy. Your attitude will change. So if the answer is I would spend more time with my family, then do that now. If your answer is I would Start a business, then do that now. If your answer is, I would travel, do that now. Do as much of that as you can right now, and you'll automatically have this great attitude, this great outlook on life. By imagining drawing your last breath, you gain freedom to make decisions that are bold and in alignment with your purpose. It almost allows you to take that risk. And it is so important to have that outlook on life. This good, positive, happy, I can handle anything attitude. I feel like my attitude towards people, towards challenges, towards successes, towards failures, towards myself, towards my life, that's my real legacy. I will live on in those that I changed for the better with my positive attitude. I really, really feel that way. So here's what I want your action step to be for today. I want you to smile at everyone you see. It's hard to be mad or upset or have a bad attitude when you're smiling at someone. So it could be your kids, your significant other, a stranger you pass in the grocery store, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. The person, especially smile at the person if you're upset with someone. Smile at a situation, smile at everything. Just start with that one simple action of changing your reaction to everything that happens to you. And as always, like, follow, share, and subscribe. And tune in tomorrow for our real life recap, week 4. Keep smiling. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow. Bye.